Hey guys, so it looks like it's that time. Time for another no-nonsense startup tutorial. For those of you unfamiliar, I did this for the AV-8B on launch and just showed the bare minimum number of steps required to get it in the air. I personally don't care for the SOP checklist thing. A very large part of what I do, I play in multiplayer servers and it's not required, so I don't do it. However, if you like to do it, that's cool, especially if you like to do it for realism. Keep at it, but be aware this tutorial probably isn't for you. So let's get into it. First, we're going to turn on our battery. Next, our APU. And now we stare intently at the unlit green light next to the APU until it's lit. Now that it is on, we can start our right engine. Engine crank to right. Now we turn our attention to the IFE and we wait for our right engine RPM to reach 25%. At 25%, we can put our right engine throttle into the idle detent. This next part is tricky. We need to continue the startup steps while trying not to get a raging hard-on at the incredible sound of the right engine starting up, so stick with me. We need to turn this knob, this knob, this knob, this knob, and this knob.
Roll left, roll left. Flight controls.
Over on the right, we can start our INS alignment. If you're on a boat, turn it to CV. Since we are on land, we'll turn it to ground. By this time, your DDIs should both be on. Set the left one to FCS by pressing OSB 18 and then OSB 15. On the right DDI, we want to stop the annoying blinking coming from the bit failure page by pressing OSB 10. Now we can start our left engine. Engine crank to left. And to help us from getting another raging hard-on, we will close the canopy. Our left engine should be spooled up past 25%, so let's move the throttle into the idle detent. Next, turn our flaps to half. Press our FCS reset button. Press the Takeoff trim button. We can now turn on our OBOGs, or onboard oxygen generating system, if OBOGs makes you giggle. Uncage our standby ADI. If you want to check and set your QNH from the mission briefing, you can do that now. I personally don't care. Next, we turn our radar to Opper. Then turn on our EW suite. Now, if you're on a carrier, you can set your rad alt to 370 feet. Since we're on land, we set it to 450 feet. Now, this step isn't really necessary, but since the Hornet tends to guzzle its fuel, I set my bingo to 8,000 pounds. At this point, our INS should be close to being aligned. Once our INS is aligned, we turn our INS knob to nav. Now, before we taxi, we need to check that our anti-skid is on since we're on land. and our left DDI to checklist by pressing OSB 18 two times and then OSB 11. And we want to set our right DDI to FCS by pressing OSB 18 two times and then OSB 15. Next, we take off our parking brake and we taxi to the runway. Once we're lined up with the runway, we can run through our takeoff checklist and make sure we didn't miss anything. Now to take off, we'll always use our afterburners because it's fun. And once we reach the appropriate speed, we rotate to 7 degrees, and as soon as we're airborne, gear up and flaps up. And then we get to enjoy doing stupid things like this. Or this. This one was really fun. If you're on a carrier, before you taxi, we want to check that our anti-skid is off, and then we turn off our parking brake and taxi to the launch ramp. At the ramp, you will extend your launch bar, press U to attach to the catapult. Now here's the tricky part. Your FCS will yell at you when trying to take off with your takeoff trim at 12 degrees. Here's the chart to refer to, and you can gather your current weight from the rearming screen. Once your trim is set, go full afterburner and the ship will launch you at ludicrous speed. No, not really, but it's pretty fast. And that's it. Hopefully this helps some of you get going quickly in the Hornet, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.